back to my channel. I'm in the truck again today, and today I want to talk to you about carrying a concealed weapon on the truck. Is this legal? Can I do this? Can I not do it? What are the laws? I know a lot of people have the mistaken idea that you can't carry concealed on a big truck, and that's in fact not the case. You can carry a concealed weapon on the truck as long as you're legal to do so. And as a matter of fact, I do carry a concealed weapon. You can probably actually see where it's located at on me right now. I carry a small gun right here. It's a 22. Now, you might say, well, Tammy, that looks awfully small. It almost looks like a toy. Well, I don't carry this to look intimidating. I have no intention of ever pulling this out to intimidate someone. And you shouldn't either. The only time that this gun will ever come out is if I have to use it. And if you're carrying one, that should be the same thing. I'm not carrying this to look big. I'm not carrying this to look mean and bad. I'm carrying this in case the worst things happens and I need to pull it out and I have to use it. Now, there are still rules and regulations that you have to follow. I logged on to usacarry.com. That's one website. They also have an app for your smartphones that will tell you what states you're legal to carry in. You'll tap what state that your license is from. I'm from Illinois. It will also give you a list of reciprocity for other states. So other states that will honor my license will show up. It may ask me if I have a in-state permit, out-of-state permit, just a few questions, and you'll get a general idea. If you use a different website, just make sure that it's a reputable website, that it's not something that Joe Schmo put online and claims is a website, and he doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm sure we've all seen YouTube videos and websites and everything else, because anybody can put up anything they want. Again, just make sure it's a reputable website that you're using to find out what the laws are in the states that you are traveling in. There are no federal laws that broadly prevent me or you from carrying a weapon inside of a big truck. However, you still have to observe state laws and the laws of whatever municipality you're in. If I'm in New York City, although I'm legal to carry a gun in Kentucky and Indiana, I'm not legal to carry a gun in New York City. Basically, no one is. So I still have to abide by their laws. So that's why you want to double check anywhere and everywhere that you're going to make sure that you are legal and that they don't have laws that are state specific or city specific or even county specific, that if you get caught with a weapon, you're going to end up going to jail or even possibly prison for it. Also, no weapons can cross the border. I know some truckers drive into Canada and some drive into Mexico. Mexico, personally, I would not recommend anyone drive into Mexico. If you choose to, I certainly wouldn't drive in without a weapon. However, if you have a weapon, you will go to a Mexican prison. So that's kind of, I don't know, my personal preference. I would refuse to go to Mexico even if my company told me I needed to. Now, Canada, I do know some people that haul oversized loads into Canada. You can't take a weapon across the border into Canada. If you have a gun shop that you know where one is, you can take it there, check it in, pay them to store it for you, and when you come back out of Canada, pick it back up. I am not going to do that. If you choose to do that, you know, that's your choice. I figure the one time I don't have my weapon on me will be the time that I need it. And there will only be one time when you need it that you don't have it, because you won't be alive to have that second time. Don't carry your weapon into a scale house. That is federal and state property. You're not supposed to have it in there. You're surrounded by cops. Don't have it in there. And if you get stopped, you get asked if there's weapons. Before the cop ever gets there, I take out my CDL, I take out my concealed carry card, and my insurance, and my truck binder, my physical. Just have all that stuff and keep your hands where he can see them. Open the door so he can see you ain't up to no good. And I've not had any issues due to the fact that he's aware I have a weapon in my truck. Also, you're not supposed to take your weapons onto federal property, and state property, parks, federal park systems, and rest areas you're not to take a weapon into. Now, I have to say, this is one that I personally feel is my personal choice, is I'm going to carry a weapon with me. If I have to have an emergency bathroom break and it's 3 o'clock in the morning, it's dark outside, I'm going to have to park a long ways away. I might have to walk quite a long ways to get to the bathroom facility around these trucks. Anyone can easily hide under a trailer, in between the trucks, really anywhere. And although it's federal property, that's why you're not supposed to carry a weapon on the property. However, it's not safe. It's not safe property. There's no police officer there patrolling it. There's no one there to protect me. If I don't protect myself, who's going to protect me? If I have a gun and someone attempts to abduct me, I can yell, I can scream, I can pull my gun out, and I can shoot that person, or I can just shoot and probably scare that person enough that they're going to run away because I just made a really, really loud noise, and they don't want to be caught. They don't want to go to prison. Will I get in trouble after the fact? I could very well get in trouble. But I would rather be sitting in a county or federal jail waiting to go to court because I shot a firearm on federal property than end up being raped and murdered and laying dead in a ditch somewhere. Again, that's my personal choice. You may choose to follow the laws and not carry a weapon into the rest area if you need to stop there. Again, make sure that you're informed about the laws as to where you can and cannot carry, the repercussions if you do carry in areas that you legally are not allowed. And I can't stress enough, if you aren't going to use a gun, you're not going to use your weapon, if someone's going to take it away from you and use it against you, don't carry it, because you're just arming the criminal. If you are of the mindset that you can and will defend yourself if it comes down to your life or someone else's, then I highly recommend carrying a gun, because situations do get very real very quickly. You know, no one dies expectingly from a gunshot. No one who gets abducted expected it, or they wouldn't be abducted. I have a personal story. I stopped at a truck stop about 2 o'clock in the morning, maybe 3. There was nobody around, which is actually very odd. A man was walking towards me from the truck stop, and I was walking towards the truck stop. Now, we weren't going to meet paths. He got within a foot of me, sidestepped in front of me so I couldn't move anymore, and stopped. Now, this actually caught me off guard. He didn't give me any, he didn't sidestep before, he didn't say anything, he just sidestepped. I was close enough, he could literally have lifted up his arms and grabbed me inside of his arms and attempted to carry me away. Now, when he did that, my hand went to my weapon. My weapon was in my pocket at that point in time. He stood there and looked at me. Now, to me, it seemed like it was forever because it was a very high-stress situation. And looked at me. I looked at him. I didn't break sight. I didn't act intimidated But my hand was on my weapon, and I thought, oh my goodness, I'm going to have to shoot this guy because I'm not going to die today. I'm not going to be laying half dead in a ditch. I'm not going to any of that stuff. This man is not going to take me from here. And like I said, we looked at each other what seemed like forever, and he finally stepped aside and said, oh, excuse me, ma'am. And I stood there and watched him, and I turned around and watched him until he walked off and got lost in the trucks and I couldn't see him anymore. Now, why did he sidestep? My hand was obviously on something.